Has parenting become a checklist? Is something we'll explore today. And definitely, we know that many parents of this time are working supremely hard compared to the previous generations. Things are more complicated, complex, expensive. Lots of things are available, and which probably me or even my definitely my parents never bothered about. My parents never worried about getting me company, getting me play dates, putting me in best of the best schools, enrolling me in all the classes, which I had a privilege to with my children. And then I thought, okay, I was doing something great, but for that I had to work. There had to be two incomes, unless we were blessed with family ancestral property. Mm, Yet, you see there's a lot of opportunity, great, but then what is it costing us? What is the cost of having all those privileges, classes um, available to us? Somewhere have we as parents become the managers of this project called childhood, raising a child, versus are we their companions? Am I just available? When I'm comparing, to the past, to my own experiences as a child, my parents never really spent time. We talk about quality time and sit with your child, tell the bedtime stories, and spend time. I don't remember any of that. But yet, there was larger network available to me. My neighbors, uh, relatives who visited often, we stayed together. Many of those kind of took care. Of course, I'm not saying it was the best. It had its problems, but now it's a different set of problem. And what is it that I want to create for my children? you know Many of us are going for unschooling, homeschooling, which is an additional responsibility that I have taken up. Nothing wrong about it, but something else has to give in. I cannot do it all. I may be not getting very along with my parents or my in-laws, but then for the sake of children, for the sake of that family unitedness, I need to invite them. I need to go spend time with them. I need to go visit my relatives. When we were growing up, there was nothing called vacation, tourism, no. And now we'll go explore a new place. Now, of course, we have affluence, we have money, we definitely would like to go see the world. But then if I can do it with a family, with a relative, and let allow children to bond during that time. Otherwise, we have our own comfort zones. We all want a certain pace, a certain style, lifestyle, and we ourselves are unable to adjust. And that's something I want you all to explore today. Why am I making the parenting a checklist? Am I racing? Am I competing? Am I wanting the best of everything for my child? Am I afraid that my child will be left behind? All or some of these might be true. Why do I want my child to learn music and dance and do some sports academy, go for tuitions, go to the best school? I know one person, he's actually a psychologist. He sent his daughter to the government school, only one daughter. It's not that he did not have money, but he wanted that space and time. So, and he wanted that environment for his daughter. And of course, many people complained that environment in the government school is not that great, etc. He said, that's fine, she will learn. And he took up her learning in the evening hours, 2 hours, every single day, 2 hours. It was like unschooling and homeschooling kind of put together. He took that up in reading to her some great books. And they weekends were treks together. And the girl turned out to be a beautiful human being. She may not have had a great job. She did have a great job also, though. But chances are, she might not have like a very fantastic job. But then is she a fantastic human being? Because the time is slipping away. Every moment that we lose with my child is something I will not get it back. Many children move away definitely after 12th grade, and then they only become guests in our house. They will never be a host. And how would I like to remember the days I had with my children? What would I cherish more at that time? Money or memories? Status or the shared experiences? The companionship stays forever, right? So every time the child is like, will you play with me now? you know Check my own need, urgency to answer at that moment. Maybe we don't have to do all the classes one weekend class, one class over the weekend. That's it. I'm not saying don't expose your child. Go to plays together, go watch games together, right? And whatever you're doing, you could be a working parent, but then whatever you're doing, can we do it together? It will slow down, no doubt. We don't have to be super parents. We don't have to cook every meal, in the most healthy way, the most freshest way, right? So anything that I'm doing together, can I take it a bit slow? Can I become present? Children need us to be present. When Swami Vivekananda he said to the youth of the country, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Uttishtata jagrata prapyavaran nibodhata. So it is not about the goal we typically set for, score 98.99% in a grade 10. Get into this engineering college, create a vision board of that college. I'm not denying any of those, but somewhere we need to see beyond that. We need to redefine the success and happiness. Is success only defined by the job that I get, the status I hold? Or is it also that holisticness, right? 2 days ago, there was a murder in my city, and both educated parents, husband, wife, the wife killed the husband, and somewhere she lost it. She had problems dealing with her own self, her own um, sanity. They had an autistic child, too much to handle, too much to manage, and nobody really would ever know what was going on in her head. Managing the hectic schedules of doctors, managing a child who needs a lot of support at home, and managing her own anxieties. We live in a very small town and there is not too much rush. And the child did not go to school, no after school class, nothing. The agenda was just to feed him, clothe him, and provide him some minimal support. This is just an example of how we can allow that anxiety to build up of checking off every item on my list, and maybe keep adding to that list. The child grows up, we meet another friend at a birthday party, there's another class, the teacher is really awesome, enroll. The checklist may be complete. How about the relationship, right? Children definitely do not need any of those external engagements. It's my ability to say no to all these inundations being thrown at me. Lot of stuff, right? And that is what the child will see. My mother, my father can tell no to this birthday party. We don't have to attend all birthday parties. I don't have to say yes to everything. I don't have to go to every sale that comes in the town. I don't have to have closet full of clothes. Now, what's the joy of having 3 cupboard fulls of clothes and to earn to manage them, to replace them? Just think a little. That Jagrata, the goal setting, Prapyavaran Nibodhata is more like look beyond the materialistic goal a little bit. Am I available? Because this, again, the time is slipping away. If I don't awake at the right time, I may wake up 20 years from now and I may go back to my child and say, I'm really sorry, I didn't understand what I was doing then. The child will say, yeah, okay, fine. They may forgive, but that companionship, that relationship can never be built. That's past. That takes time. Nurturing a relationship takes a lot of time. I need to be present for it. So the question for me is, am I truly present for my child, or is it just a duty? Is it just a checklist? Is my child experiencing my presence, my love, my care, my compassion? And am I able to look into my child's eye and read what they are trying to tell me because they really cannot verbalize? And taking it one step further is also caring me, parenting my parents. For me at least, my mother is aging and she has her needs, she has her requirements. It's very much like pestering a little one, pestering me to give that thing right now because she cannot get up and walk. She wants that right now. And I'm busy with my 10 other things. So, and just see yourself as being that old person. And how would it be when the child sort of ignores you? So let's not make it a checklist. Let there be a checklist as form of rhythm. Things are happening, you are present, and things are going according to the checklist, but not in a very compulsive way. Don't cram in your days with too many activities. And many parents also tell me, he was interested in violin to begin with. I enrolled him in a class, I got him a violin. Then he got interested in cricket. I got a whole set. Now he's interested in swimming. What do I do? That's how children are. Offer them that exposure, but don't get tied to it. Don't think your child will become a great violinist. Yes, slow down, learn to say no. Thank you.